Is being 45 years old too late to start making money with digital products?
I have a client that is 65 years old and he made over 10 unit sales of his digital product in his first 2 months of starting. So if he's 65, terrible eyesight, walks with a cane, right? And I'm not saying this to, be mean or anything. I'm just telling you the reality of the situation. He jokes about himself that way. If that's him and he can do it, then you at age 45, 20 years younger, this guy's old enough to be your dad. Why can't you do it at age 45?
I just feel like the whole online business thing is a bunch of young people making money, and I didn't even know if it was possible for me.
That's a great question. Can I tell you back in the 1800s during the gold rush, when people found out that in California there's gold, it's also the youngest people that just had the more energy that moved out west first. And then the older people moves out second, right? Anytime there's a new opportunity, there's always the adoption curve. You have the early adopters, the mid-curve adopters, and then you have the late adopters. The people that get the biggest gains are always the early adopters. I'd say right now, in terms of building online business, specifically building a digital product business, we're between early adopter and mid adopter curve, right? So if you look at the curve right now, we're not at the bell curve at the very top yet, but we're approaching that. We're somewhere along the way. And what I mean by that is all these young people that, do you have kids, by the way?
I do.
Right? Exactly. So you have kids. Well, guess what? You have to take less risks than someone who's 18 years old who still could technically just live in his mom and dad's basement, right? And so these young kids, the young, quite literally, kids, 18, 19, 20-year-old kids, they can take a lot more risk than you can, which means they can move faster. They can quit their 9-to-5 job and they'd be fine because, again, they can go back to mom and dad. Or even not, heck, being 18, 19 years old, if they don't have kids, they just don't have that much liability. So, of course, it makes sense that they would move faster than yourself. But at age 45, at age 57, 65, like I told you with my client, the problem is just because you move slower doesn't mean it won't work. It just means that it's kind of cool. You get to learn from the mistakes that the early adopters already made. And if you find a mentor, if you hire a business coach, that's why you're talking to me right now, right? You're on this coaching call. You're able to learn from people that have already been there, done that, which means that you'll move fast anyways, even though you start a little later. So don't let age be the limiting factor. And don't let the fact that you see young people be successful be a limiting factor. For every single young person that's successful, I can point you another older individual that's just as successful. Ray Kroc, the person who professionalized and exploded McDonald's, correct me if I'm wrong, but he was 55 years old when he started, 10 years older than you right now. KFC, what was his name? Colonel Sanders, if I'm saying that correctly, but whoever the founder of KFC, he started, I believe he was 60 years old when he started it. There's so many founders, there's so many people that have started businesses that have grown to incredible businesses that started at a later age. I think the most important thing is your belief. Can you do it? Can you as an individual do it? And that's only something that you can decide. But as Henry Ford says, whether you think you can or you cannot, you're right. So if I were you, I choose to believe that you can.